Hey guys, Walker here with the DCHL. Today I'm going to be doing another hobby class. I'm sorry it's been so long since I did one before, but like I said in our light in the dark videos, I just got done with eye surgery, so I haven't been able to see any models at all. Kind of makes it difficult for doing a hobby video. So there was a question about doing flesh. I've been actually working on Goblin Town goblins, getting ready for Nova Open. So what I'll be doing is showing you guys a quick way to do goblins that looks really nice when all said and done. So basically what I start with is a white primed model. I'm going to be doing a red wash over it. I'm going to use ball red in this case. The new crimson can work just as well from Games Workshop or any other red. Wash. You want to wash specifically because you want it to get in the cracks and crevices. Use it straight out of the pot and apply generously throughout the entire model, covering all the flesh areas. Don't worry about trying to avoid any of the cloth or anything else. Go right over it. It won't cause any trouble later on because we're going to do base colors on everything else. So the reason why I'm doing a video like this is to keep it short and sweet for you guys to get some models quickly painted up and on the table to play with. I love doing this method to get models quickly done because I can go back later and do more detailed work later on. This just gets your base colors with some good shading right off the bat, so that way you can get on the tabletop and have cool looking models right from the get-go. Or, you know, if you happen to be lazy, which I know some people are, and don't really enjoy painting that much, this is really fast to get it done. Alright, as you can see, I finished the wash. It's really quick. When you do this, you want to do a batch of them. You want to do about, I did a warband at a time, it's 12 models, because the wash takes about 30 minutes to fully dry, sadly. So, as you can see, I coated the entire model. You don't want to let it pool too much in certain areas, so what you do is just come back and take your brush and pull a little bit out after you dry off your brush. It's really easy. Alright, so now we got it all washed. I'm going to set that model aside. I took some time earlier and actually did one up so that he would be all set for you guys, so I can go on to the next step without any delay. So, as you can see, he's already all finished and dried. The next step we're going to be doing is really simple. It's a dry brush. We're going to be using the dry paint from Citadel, Eldar Flesh, and the small dry brush. This one happens to be flat. You can use any dry brush that you want. The key with dry brushing is always just take a little bit on the end, pull out your paper towel, not use wet side. Alright. And try to take off with about as much paint. A good way to check to make sure that it's about right is go ahead and put it over your hand. If there's a streaking like that, that means it has a little bit too much on there. Go ahead and just lightly pat it off. Alright. So with this, what we want to do is just do nice broad strokes just going straight down. We want to leave some of those areas that red wash color. Check again. Alright. If you go a little heavy, don't worry about it actually on the goblins, because it'll make it look interesting when we're all said and done. You just want to pull out all the really light areas. This gives it a fleshy tone that the the Goblin Town goblins have in the movie and everything like that. And it's quick to apply because it's a nice dry brush. And since the models are almost all flesh, it makes it really easy. Alright, just hit up a little bit more on the head there and the arms. Don't forget their fingers. Now I am turning over the model because we don't want too many areas being the red. We want just the recesses. And this will give the flesh like a bruised coloring when we're all said and finished. Now, trust me, when I first did this, I finished like this and I was like, oh god, this looks horrible. the finished product looks much, much better. At least getting all the base colors on. I'm going to rinse off my brush here. And we're going to go on to the base, getting the base colors throughout the whole model. A nice thing is since we're going to do a wash later on, kind of unify the model, you really don't need to be 100% perfect. I'm going to go ahead and do Astronomicon Gray for the hair area. And like I was talking about, you don't need to be 100% perfect when you're putting this on. So this one I'm using just a base coat brush. And I'm just going to pull out the areas with the hair. Got a little bubble there. Alright, so just avoid the ears. And I'm trying to just block out those areas with the gray. And like I said, it doesn't need to be 100% perfect. The wash we'll do later on when we come back. My paint's bubbling on me. When we come back and do it again, it'll actually add the shadow to it. Bam, so we got that color finished, all right? Next, we're going to go on to Skag Brown, and this I'm going to actually do over the cuffs, the pouches, the loincloth, any wood color, or anything else like that. The reason why I want to do that is I'm just kind of keeping it as simple as possible with the number of paints that I'm using. Later on, you could always go back in and pull them out different colors and everything like that if you wanted to. Different browns, and whatever you would like. So just grab his wooden pick. And then you just pull out the metal colors too. This one doesn't have any metal pieces on it, so I won't be able to do a metal color on here, but I would just use the lead belchers, or I still have some bolt gun metal, so I use that until I finish it off here. Pull out his loincloth. Now he has his backpack on, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt. He has a satchel, so he's very hip with the times here. You know, goblins, they're on the cutting edge of technology. Nah, not really. You have a million of them, though. Let me tell you, this goblin list is a lot of fun to play. People enjoy fighting against me with it. And I like it quite a bit. Just as the fact that you have just so many models running across the battlefield and trying to take out people. Yeah, when you're doing this, don't forget to do the underside of the loincloth and everything else like that. And if you miss something, don't worry too much. It's not the end of the world. You're going to have about 100, if you play 700 points of goblins, you're going to have about 100 of them on the battlefields. So no one will notice if you just happen to miss a certain area or anything like that, so don't be too hard on yourself. Just pulling out the last little bit of the straps and things that's around his ankle. And then another thing that I'll do is I want to add a little detail to the mouth, so I'm actually going to pull out his teeth with the brown as well. You know, goblins don't have good hygiene, and there's a little wrist strap here. So the brown teeth kind of represents that. So bam, now we have most of the colors finished. We'll just let this dry real quick here. And then, so what we do is we go in with a metal color too. Like I said, you go in with a bolt gun. The last step, after you did a bolt gun, or lead belchers, yeah, I have bolt gun here. You would normally do their swords or any other metal pieces. Like this guy has a sword. I would just do the blade or the handle too if you wanted to. Since this one doesn't have any metals, we're already finished with that step. So really all this requires to get all these warriors all finished, not including their bases, is just 5 colors, which is nice. Keeps it really fast, really simple. The last color that we'll be using while we wait for that to dry is Earthshade. Earthshade is one of my favorite to use, especially on base earth tone models, so skins and everything like that. This will actually pull in the model, give depth to everything on there, all the base colors that we already did, and then on top of that, it'll unify the model too. So this skin will actually go from looking kind of pinkish and palish to being much more gritty and everything like that. So I'm just gonna wait a second more here as the paint dries. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna not use this brush. I want to use a wash brush. Now, the reason why I'm making a point to switch out to my wash brush is because it holds more paint, and then, there we go. This one you actually want to control a little bit. You don't want the wash to pool in too many areas. You just want a nice even coat throughout the entire model. So the nice thing is just go ahead and put it on the whole thing. Yep. As you can see, it already darkens the model quite a bit, which is what we're gunning for, because the goblins don't really go out that much, but they don't wash either. So there is that factor with them. Get it all in the face. And see the nice brown teeth get pulled out there. And even the wood with the little string holding it together gets pulled out because of the wash as well. So we'll finish getting up all this. See how it pools in these areas? Just take your brush after you've done most of the model, go back in and just pull it out and redeposit it on another spot on the model is all you need to do. Pulls out the hair rather nicely, that the gray shows straight through it and then gives it a brown dinge, which is always really nice. Get the back of the legs here. Bam. And there you go, guys. That's how you would do a goblin pretty quickly. I'll show you which one all finished and dried looks like here. So as you can see, the goblin, when he's all said and done, the red pops out, makes the flesh look a little bruised and everything like that. But the wash unifies the model as a whole and kind of corrupts them a little bit, brings in the metal color, gives it kind of like a little bit of a rusty look, like it just was hammered out and everything. So that is it, guys. Hope this helps you out with any armies that you're doing. If you have specific videos you want, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know that too. Or if you have a better way to do goblins, please share it so that everybody can get their armies finished for Nova or any of the campaigns that they're coming up towards or doing. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.